Hello and welcome to TrendyBitez. My name is Linda, and today I have interesting and juicy bites for you. First off, I've had news and all the whole analysis on Sanusi's imprisonment. Yes, I know you were waiting for that one. And I also have news on the coronavirus and how it has affected almost every facet of life, from sporting activities to airline operations to our economy. Everything. And I won't be doing this alone today. No, I have someone someone who is knowledgeable, who's gonna be here and have us talk about this thing in depth. Before I go, do not forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed, and hit the like button and share. Do not go anywhere. TrendyBitez will be right back. Welcome back to TrendyBitez, and with me is, please come closer. Yeah. Okay, so who are you?
Okay, my name is Ruth, and I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, of course you must be very glad to be here before we come. So we'll go off right away. So coronavirus has been around for some time now, and it has practically affected almost every facet of life, from sporting activities to airline operations. Where has it actually affected?
Virtually every part has been affected by the coronavirus, but when we come to African countries, particularly bringing it home to Nigeria, what we are seeing here is more a result of panic. We are seeing more a result of panic. For instance, we are having our stock prices crashing. Now that's simply panic, because that really should not be affected by the virus, but we're finding that it's affected. Then we are also having sporting activities being affected. People are just being cautious, but I think the Minister of Health has assured us that sporting activities will still take place, just that we have spectators screened at the entrance of the stadiums and all of that. So Nigeria, I think, is still on the safe side, so we have not been so much affected physically,
but we have investors leaving, we have a lot of people pulling out, naira coming down and everything. And so I feel like we're already affected indirectly.
Yes,
because the panic is making investors draw away, and naira dropping, stocks crashing, and Dangote losing how many billion naira in 5 hours.
Now, if we want to explain that, all that's happening is really a spillover effect. Now, from the beginning of this, as at the beginning of this week, as at Monday, we had just 2 confirmed cases of coronavirus in Nigeria, but currently we don't even have any.
That's what they said.
We don't even have any. The information from the Minister of Health says that we don't have any, and we have to take that as the only authentic information. Any other thing is false.
Okay.
So currently we don't have any case of coronavirus in Nigeria. But now what we are seeing is a spillover of crash in the crude oil market, in the international market. And now that's not really because of the coronavirus, but that's because of the disagreement Russia had with OPEC sometime last week, and where they made it clear that they were not going to stick to the agreement. So they said they were going to exceed the supply boundaries which OPEC has set. Now, for all of us that are familiar with economics, you know that when supply is above demand, price will fall. So coronavirus might have been responsible for oil dropping to $44 per barrel, but coming down to 31. It was not a function of coronavirus, it was a function of the price war which Russia started. Now, how is this telling on the stock prices? Investors are saying that, okay, Nigeria's revenue has dropped, so the government has to fall back on their reserves. As they fall back on the reserves, they indirectly devalue the naira. So as at yesterday, I think dollars sold for up to 430 naira per dollar to a naira. 430. Yes, and this is, as at last week, it was 360. So for it to have come that far, investors are beginning to sense that, okay, the value of dollar is falling, and so they are rushing out.
Naira is falling.
The value of naira is falling, so they are trying to protect their capital by cashing out of their naira assets and then to invest in dollar assets. And the implication of this now is,
the implication is that we should just go and have a dollar account.
Yes, and this is that's what caused Dangote to lose as much as 240
in
billion in 5 days,
hours.
5 hours. 5 hours. That was on Wednesday or Thursday. Yes, the stock market has been unstable this week, but that was like the worst day of the week. It lost over 240 billion naira in 5 hours.
But with the whole price fall in oil price,
Yes,
we are expecting us to at least we should be able to get DPK or fuel at least lower amounts. We still have it 145 naira.
yes,
Even with the
that
whole fall.
brings up another issue, because yes, with the price of crude oil dropping in the international market, it means that by now the pump price of fuel, kerosene, and every petroleum product, even gas, the pump price should have been
Reduced.
yeah, it should have reduced.
Decreased, yeah.
Yes. So, but we have not seen any of that yet. Probably the government is still trying to stabilize.
So moving over, the coronavirus, aside from affecting the oil prices, have also affected airlines operations. And we have so many airline operators trenching staff, giving them temporary sack and laying them off temporary, or just telling them they are redundant. We have airlines like Swiss Airline, we have Lufthansa, we have British Airlines, and so many of them. I hope our Nigerian airlines don't get affected. Most of them don't even fly international flights. Most of these are international flights in foreign countries.
Now, what we are noticing is this trend is among the global airlines. A lot of states and countries are coming up with the restrictions now. So once you're restricted, now even before the restrictions came up, there was already a drastic reduction in people flying. Why? People they really don't know.
Afraid.
Okay, you don't know who's in the plane with you.
This is the point in time we have most people that fly stay in Nigeria.
Yeah, they've been in the country for a long time. I think even last week, NCAA issued an order to all the airlines, to do a medical screening for all their passengers and crew members and submit the report, because we are trying to be very careful. So with the reduction in people flying, the airlines now they had made predictions. They had expectation in terms of revenue for their first quarter. A lot of them did not even achieve 30%. Yeah, we're talking majorly of the global airlines that fly international routes. They did not achieve 30%. There was a drastic reduction in people flying, and the implication of that is no income means they can barely pay staff. It has affected a lot. Now it's only recently, yesterday and today, some have began to consider temporary sack. Now what does that mean? You have to go now, we cannot pay you, but as soon as things pick up, when we are re-employing, you will be a top consideration.
Exactly.
Yes, so they are also giving, those that are qualified are being given mandatory pay without leave.
I heard that the only people that they didn't lay off are the apprentices and people who are, following interns. And
quite a number of airlines. Some are even asking the government for support. Now we have American Airlines. We have Delta Airlines. These are some of the biggest
asking
airlines.
The American government to support them, of which Trump has said they're actually going to do something about.
No, but even before asking for the support, some of them had started slashing down capacity by 20%. What that meant is that they were slashing down some salaries by 20%. They were slashing down the number of cargo planes they keep. They were trying to cut down operation cost, to help them recoup from the losses.
Okay, moving over to Sanusi dethronement. I mean, on Monday, what day was Monday?
On Monday was the 8th or 9th?
I think so. I don't really know. So, but on Monday this week, Sanusi was dethroned by the Kano state government because he did not respect constituted authority. What does that mean, guys?
Yes. No.
What the hell does that mean? Like,
in quotes. Now,
attending meetings.
There is a traditional council. There's a traditional council which is supposed to be under the state government now, and they are supposed to have regular meetings. So he refused. He has been refusing to attend it. He has been flouting the governor's order. Now that can be sufficient reason to suspend, perhaps, but I think dethroning was taking it too far. But like the governor said, it was at the risk of the integrity of Kano State. So let's just take it at that. But I think Sanusi's feud with Ganduje goes back as far as 2 years or over a year, and even sometime last year, just to whittle down his power as the emir. The Kano Emirate was split down into 4, and he's left in charge of just 1. So
that wasn't enough for them.
That had already whittled down his influence and his power. But obviously he was still, how do they put it? He was still this bone hanging down their throats that they could not swallow or spit out. So they just had to find a way to get rid of him.
Yes. Yeah, just like that. But it was as if his dethronement was a blessing in disguise, because as soon as he was dethroned, he had appointments here and there. First off, he was appointed. What was he appointed again? UN advocate for SDG.
I think the one for Kaduna Investment Promotion Agency came first as vice chairman.
Okay.
Yes. Then next he was appointed chancellor of KASU,
Kaduna State University.
Yes. And then the UN
advocate for
SDG came
and then just this morning we heard that he will be the chair of the graduation lecture of Lagos State University, Ojo.
Well, to give him credit for that, I had always thought Sanusi was, we're talking of, okay, to address him properly, we'll say His Royal Highness Muhammadu Sanusi II, right?
Okay.
I had always thought he was too intelligent to stay cooped in one palace somewhere. I'd always thought his brain was not being put to good use there. So
imagine the kind of books that we saw being carried out of the palace.
We're talking of a library worth over 200 million. Some Nigerians have not seen that kind of money. Like,
I've not seen.
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere.
So he's somebody that has actually developed himself, and having developed himself, I always thought, no, this man is too good to stay cooped up somewhere in the name of being a traditional ruler.
But he was there as a CBN governor, so he has traveled. He has used. He had actually gotten to the
peak of his career. If we can put it.
I just feel like this traditional emir thing is like a retirement plan, if you ask me.
Well, it came quite early for him. He wasn't 50 yet when he became emir. I don't think he was. He was in his late 40s when he became emir. But if before the age of 50 he has been able to get as far as CBN governor, as far as MD of a bank, then I think really nobody is in doubt as to his intellectual capacity as to what he's able to do. Oh, but on the other note, let's not be surprised. We just might see him running for presidency in 2022.
In which country again?
Of course, we're talking of Nigeria.
Niger area.
Anything is possible.
I'm not sure it's Nigeria. It's only Niger area.
Yes, yeah. But I think the best we can do is we wish the former emir, we wish him well in his sojourns, and of course we wish his successor Adebayo. And to be truthful, he had always eyed that position. You know, his father was the emir before Sanusi, and I think he expected to succeed his father, but by virtue of appointment, Kwakwanso appointed Sanusi instead of him. He was among the recommendations. So it's only
just like Sanusi was among the recommendations.
Yes. So it was actually up to the
anybody would have been the emir.
It could have been anybody,
including me. I said it.
You're not from the royal.
Say who? You're not. Jesus is my royal blood.
We're talking of the north.
Jesus is from the north too.
Females don't rule.
Anyway, last but not the least, we have news on the weather report that we're going to be having this rain.
Yes, I think the
rainy seasons are around the corner.
You
need to listen to this. Yeah.
Yes, then they are called the NIMET. Basically, they do these weather predictions and stuff, and they've come out to tell us that Lagosians should expect to see about 240 to 270 days of rain. Now we're
240 days.
240 being on the minimum side and 270 on the maximum side.
How many days do we now have in a year?
Okay, so we're expecting the rains to stop sometime in November, at least based on their prediction.
And we are just in March.
Yes, so it will run from March 19th to sometime in November, based on the predictions we have been given. So I think you want to start getting your umbrellas.
In fact, I'm going to go into umbrella business.
You know, you want to
rainbow business.
And please, if you have the ice cream business, you want to think of shutting down.
Shut down. Yeah, so AC business. But really,
Yeah.
get your umbrellas, get your raincoat, get your rain boots. Don't say we did not tell you.
But given the rains we've seen yesterday and today, I think, and it's not yet 19, I think we should definitely be looking to more rains this year.
And come to think that last year we never got that dry season. We never got the dry season like in 2018. 2019, I didn't see any dry season at all. In Lagos State, to be precise.
Lagos, okay.
Now, with that, we come to the end of Trendy Bites. I hope you enjoyed every bit of this. See you next week. Do not forget to drop in your thoughts and comments in any of the stories we've shared, any of the thought-provoking stories, or just dropping your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. You've been hearing and seeing the face of Linda and Roots.
Bye-bye.
See ya!